Alright, so I had a different plan in mind, and I kind of had to give up on that. The saw has holes built into it already on the sides for extensions, and it's got two sets. It's actually got a set underneath there that you can't see. These go off at a slight angle, maybe 5 degrees off the normal perpendicular. So when you try and use all thread, it's going to be pitched up, and so it's not going to stay flat. And I didn't really care about that too much, but when I started looking at the underside, there's a grub screw or a threaded area for a grub screw. It looks like a 1/4-20 grub screw of maybe an inch and a quarter long. So I'm deciding to go with their plan, and these are 1/2 inch diameter rods. I picked these up today from the metal supply, and I tacked on this chunk here that's approximately the right height to the saw. This is probably about 1/16 of an inch off or so. I wasn't real worried about that. It lined up pretty good. So now, don't want to trigger the MIG. So now, where I'm at is here. The movable, that's still hot from the grinder. The movable support. I took a collar and I welded a chunk to it. Now I notched that chunk out so that it would make up for the difference in height between that bushing and the rod. So if you're gonna do this, you gotta notch it out. Yeah, I know that's the worst welding job you've ever seen. That's fine, I don't care. It's gonna stay. You would not believe that is gonna stay. So now where we're at, oops, sorry, that's loud. Now where we're at, we're all polished up. So I gotta tack in my plate here. So I'm gonna tack it right in the front, right there, so it stays put. And then I'm gonna disassemble the whole mock up, and then I'm gonna shoot some weld along the sides to strengthen it up. And then I need the backstop. And that's the whole point of this, is it's a support and a backstop, because the saw doesn't have enough support. So I think that's come along pretty good. You can see there's maybe, it's like a 1/16 of an inch, but really it's to support the work. And the work hanging out here is going to be so far from the cut interface that that's not really gonna affect anything. Plus, if I wanted to, there's some flex built into the system, so I could always lift this up to make up for that. So it's not like rocket science here. This is not perfectionism. This can easily be worked around if that was necessary, but it's never going to be that necessary. Really, this is just here so that I can get repeated cuts on longer pieces of channel when I go to zap it with the saw. Nothing more. It's not for precision work. So I think this is going to work. I could be wrong, but if I'm wrong, I don't think it'll matter that much. I'll just go and figure out a new plan. So let's see if this works.